Rocket. Rocket Radio. Boom Radio. Boom Radio.
Hey everyone, welcome to Rocket Radio. It's Stabwalt, and I've got some friends hanging out with me here in the studio. It's Panic at the Disco. Man, Brendan and Spencer, thanks for spending some time hanging out with us here.
Yeah, thanks for having us over.
Oh, of course, it's fantastic. Now, we just had the VMAs, and we had the big thing with Kanye West, and you guys won a Video Music Award several years ago. So you know what that moment's like where you're standing on stage, accepting that award. Do you have any thoughts about this?
That's what's kind of funny about it is that when we won, this guy ran up. Actually, it was so similar to what actually happened with Kanye. But this guy ran up and grabbed the mic from J-Lo, who was giving us the award, and tried to promote his own website. So luckily for us, he wasn't like saying that we didn't deserve the award.
Yeah, no, he was giving us some props, but he definitely was successful in plugging his website. I don't remember what it was at all, but you know.
Yeah, but
he got up there.
It was a little awkward. So we definitely felt for Taylor Swift in that situation. But if anything, hopefully it just brought more attention to her winning the award.
You know what? You're absolutely right, because we're all talking about it now. It's all over the news. So props to her and everybody. You know, Kanye. I mean, he's done it before, so everybody kind of, knucklehead, whatever.
Yeah. Exactly.
So you guys have had a big, exciting year so far. A lot going on in your world. So let's see, where do we start? So why don't we start with the thing at the top of the heap, the split. What's the real story? What's facilitated this? What's the cause behind the split?
It started with a wrestling match, and it ended in a bloodbath. And,
well, I see that since you're here, you obviously won.
Had to get rid of the bodies.
Yeah, we survived. Yeah,
that was
hiding out. Yeah, we just kind of got to a point, over the past year where we decided that, kind of musically, we all wanted to do something different. Spencer and I wanted to continue doing the band, and Ryan and John wanted to do a new project, and so that it just kind of worked out. Everybody wanted to do their own thing, and I think that if we would have, tried to force an album out now, we wouldn't have been happy or any of that. Probably would have been not as satisfactory to what we wanted. So it's definitely amicable, a good agreement, mutual. And
I had read that you guys are fans of each other's new bands.
Yeah.
Is that for real, or is there rivalry there at all, or?
No, we've heard a couple demos of theirs, and they're really cool. We've always thought that, Ryan and John are super talented guys. They're always going to do, cool stuff in music. And so it's cool that we are actually able to share demos and talk about the music and stuff, and it's not weird. So it helps.
Yeah, that's that's definitely a unique situation, because usually when bands split, I've been through it myself. And instead, we had members come and go, and you never really ever see them again. We had one guy who left carrying a bag of muffins, and never heard from him again.
Great exit.
Yeah, exactly. He was trying to make amends to us, and we turned him down.
Oh.
So that's cool. So you guys are able to swap ideas or share your thoughts, and they get their thoughts on your music and vice versa.
Yeah, we've both been busy. We've been in the studio writing and trying to demo, and they've been doing the same, recording actually for their album and getting ready for tour. So we haven't been able to talk as much or meet up, but definitely will happen in the future.
Did you make any movement towards writing a third record collectively as a group before the split?
No, we didn't make any songs or any plans to do that. We kind of had decided from that point. It was a slow progression, just okay, we see where this is going. Let's just do it. It makes sense. So it worked.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So will you be adding any new members to the band, or will they be official members, or are you going to keep it just you two and then hired guns? How do you see the future panning out for you guys?
Yeah, right now it's just us. We actually brought out a couple friends, Ian Crawford and Dallin Weeks, and they toured with us on this last tour.
Right.
And we haven't really, decided or discussed permanent replacements. So that maybe that's something that we will talk about in the next coming months after we, demo and finish recording. It'll probably be something we should talk about. Yeah.
But it doesn't mean they need to be official members, I suppose. At least it's a slow road to see how that pans out, right?
Yeah. It's hard, to find people to replace people you've been friends with and toured with for a number of years. So yeah, it'll be a new experience. It'll be different. So
Yeah. Now, Spencer, I guess you and Ryan used to play in a band way back that used to do Blink-182 covers.
Yeah.
So what was it like to get the call that now you're going to do a Blink-182 reunion tour? That had to be pretty trippy, right?
Yeah. There wasn't really much discussing that once we got offered that. It was just, yeah, of course. And it was perfect, playing with Ian and Dallin. It was the perfect situation because we weren't having to go and do a headlining tour, and it was, I don't know, opening for Blink and just being able to talk with those guys. It seemed sort of surreal. And then to be able to watch their show every night. And Travis's drum solo was pretty insane too.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was crazy because I think the first song that I ever learned how to play was All the Small Things. So
Right.
yes. So
Very cool. And apparently a good relationship with Mark Hoppus came out of that, which might lead to more things.
yeah, we talked with him. He's a super nice guy, and we got to talking with him a few times on tour about him producing a song on the record. So we definitely decided that one song he will have to do with us. We kind of forced him into it. So he seemed down for it, and maybe we can get an extra one out of him. We'll see.
Right. Any other thoughts? Because I mean, obviously, that's going to be an interesting, direction. Is like, where does Panic go? At this juncture in their career, because there's the first record, which has its sound, and now the second record is slightly different.
Yeah, slightly.
Now here's a juncture where what's next? What, you have any ideas, any thoughts as to what it's going to sound like?
Yeah, we I guess we just kind of decided that we love doing different stuff, and so why not just try to fit it all in one record? We there's some demos we've been working on that kind of sound like a loungy type Sinatra type vibe, I guess, and then it goes to a song that's I guess a little more like Pretty Odd sounding, like our second record, and there's stuff that kind of reverts back to some of the quirkier string arrangements on our first record, and so I don't know, we wanted to do a mix of kind of the first two records that we did and throw in some new stuff that we've been messing around with.
So what is that? I'm curious, what does the new stuff sound like?
Yeah, it's all over the place. There's so many just like weird sounding songs, but yeah, we just kind of decided that as long as we're having fun throwing in random ideas, that was like the most exciting thing for us in music, was just like, yeah, let's not, no holds barred, let's just throw out a random idea. If we like it, we like it, and shouldn't, that should be the deciding factor. So
Exactly. That was one of the things in Stabbing that we always did, where it's like everybody was always free to contribute an idea and keep tossing them out there, because whether it got used or not, you got to keep going through that process till you get the one idea that does work, that does fit that puzzle.
Exactly.
Yeah. I heard you have 9-10 songs ready to go already for the, or like in
yeah
sort of finished form.
Yeah, in the past couple months we've been demoing a little bit, and I'd say we have probably about 10-11 demos right now. So we're gonna keep writing for the next month or so, and then we just want to start recording. That's the most fun.
Right. Exactly. Now I understand that Ryan wrote a lot of the lyrics previously. So is that going to be a new? Probably not a challenge, but are you excited about the fact that now we get to kind of speak for myself?
Yeah, it's definitely a different thing. The first record, it was definitely Ryan wrote all the lyrics. We contributed maybe one or two lines, but then the second album that we did, we kind of all threw in a bunch of stuff. Like there were some songs that Ryan had written alone. There was a song that I wrote alone, and then we all contributed lyrics on a bunch of songs together. And so this time around, it's just Spencer and I kind of doing that again, just both of us throwing out lyrics. And it's definitely different going from 4 people to 2 people. The idea is kind of, I guess there's less opinions, so you're just able to like, yeah, okay, that makes more sense. It's easier to decide stuff. It's like a lot quicker of a process.
Right.
So it's it's definitely been different, but it's been a lot of fun. Kind of a new discovery. Like, oh yeah, we can write lyrics, and it's different, but it's cool.
So what were the influences that start at the beginning of the band when you guys started? What were you listening to? What made you want to do Panic several years ago?
Oh man.
I think when we started, it was for the most part a lot, just almost all really current music. Back then you didn't want to like what your parents liked, but for us, we grew up on a lot of the music in the late 60s and 70s, but for the most part we were listening to just a lot of current bands, and then started to get into Queen and the more theatrical stuff, which kind of in the later, like the second half of the record, you can kind of hear more.
Yeah.
And then with Pretty Odd, it was like definitely a lot more of the classic band's influence, and I think we're just kind of like mixing it all now. I don't know.
Yeah, we like everything. We like new bands, and we like Beatles still, and Kinks, and
Right.
We grew up in
Paul
like
Simon.
the mid '90s, like alternative rock, like Counting Crows and Third
Jim
Eye Blind and
Blossoms and-
stuff. You
Right.
know?
Right.
Which are still some great pop songs, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
I'm with you. I grew up in the 80s, and I did the same thing. Grew up
Yeah.
listening to The Who and Zeppelin and the Beatles and whatnot and the Doors. And I'm going like, you know, and they still stand up today. I mean, there's
Yeah.
something about
Yeah.
the quality of those tunes. And I have to say, 9 in the Afternoon definitely mixes a lot of the elements that made those classic songs so great into your music. Honestly, I mean, with the way the instrumentation was done, using strings, making the guitars not quite so huge but melodic, very well done.
thanks.
And I like to hear more of that kind of stuff.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, we definitely. That's as one musician to the next, it's like it's really cool because it's fun to just do that. Explore different stuff and yeah.
Definitely. So what's next for you guys? Just going to be working on the new stuff, and then
Yeah, pretty much. That's what we have planned. Just working in the studio, trying to get the album done and get ready for tour sometime.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you guys continued success. Anxious to hear the new stuff. Congratulations on the success of New Perspective too. It seems to be
thank you.
doing very well.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Anytime you guys want to hang out, I'd love to have you up here. Thanks for spending some time here at Rocket Radio.
Sweet.
Thanks
yeah,
for
thanks for
having
having
us.
us.
You got it.